Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by the United States Navy Sea Chanters and the United States Navy Band.
Good morning. It's a great day for a prayer. It's a great day for our nation. And we thank the Lord for the opportunity to be here in this great weather in Washington, D.C. So let's pray with me today. Lord, we come to you in this moment, and we seek your blessings upon this ceremony, Defense Secretary Esper, and the United States of America. Thank you for your presence with us today. And thank you for your presence with those of our forces and their families wherever they are around the world. Lord, just in your spirit, let them know that we're praying for them today and lift them up. Give them encouragement, bring them home safely. Lord, as lovers of peace, we come to this place today where we need to pray when times require peacekeepers and peacemakers. Therefore, grant President Trump, Vice President Pence, Defense Secretary Esper, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff your divine wisdom, your divine strength, and your divine knowledge that leads to increased power and brings increased peace. As these leaders work together with our allies, bless their efforts to support national interest and the good of mankind. As Defense Secretary Esper officially enters this new role, may he and Lee serve with honor and integrity and a newfound love and admiration for one another. Now, King Eternal, as you continue to bless the United States of America and the Department of Defense, we continue to trust in you, in your power, for your glory, now and forever. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Troop in review! Ceremonial at ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 27th Secretary of Defense, Dr. Mark T. Esper.
Well, good morning, everyone. And to the troops on the field, you look fantastic. President Trump, Vice President Pence, members of Congress, and distinguished guests, thank you for joining us here today. On behalf of the Department of Defense, welcome to the Pentagon. This historic building is not only the headquarters of our armed forces, it is a prominent symbol of America's military power and of our willingness to defend our people and our interests around the world. To generations of Americans, this place, this building, embodies our national security. However, a building is nothing without the people within it and the spirit and dedication they bring to it each and every day. As such, I want to thank the great patriots, military and civilian alike, who come to work here and focus on one thing: supporting the more than 2 million soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who sacrifice and serve in defense of our great nation. They all represent America's best, and I am proud to serve with them and alongside them. Mr. President, thank you, sir, for your confidence in me and for this incredible opportunity. It is an honor of a lifetime to be appointed Secretary of Defense and to lead the greatest military in history. And I am especially humbled that you would be here today to celebrate this occasion. I also want to thank you, Mr. President, for your unwavering commitment to our armed forces and to a strong national defense. Our military has made tremendous gains in recent years thanks to your leadership. And today, we are ready to face any challenge, anytime, anywhere, as we continue to stand guard around the world. Finally, I would like to thank the Armed Services Committee for its swift action on my nomination and for the strong bipartisan support that I received from the entire United States Senate. The global security environment has clearly become more complex. The free and open order that has preserved the peace and sustained our prosperity for decades is under duress. Great power competition has reemerged as China and Russia seek to displace the United States and shift the balance of power in their favor. Iran continues to sow discord and threaten its neighbors throughout the Middle East. And terrorist organizations like ISIS look for new safe havens to plot against the West. As the Department of Defense takes on these challenges, we will continue to strengthen our military and deter conflict in order to preserve the peace and advance America's interests. We will do this first by building a more lethal force, one that is increasing its readiness and modernizing for the future. Thanks to the President's leadership and the support of Congress, the last two budgets have allowed us to make significant investments towards these ends, and the next couple promise to do the same as well. In addition, the Department is on the verge of a significant change in how we organize, train, and equip our space forces. Mr. President, I know this is an important priority for you, and my Pentagon team is fully engaged with the Armed Services Committees and bipartisan congressional leadership to create, for the first time in 70 years, a new branch of the Armed Forces, the United States Space Force. Thank you. Second, we will strengthen our alliances and attract new partners. A strong network of like-minded nations that are willing and able to fight together is an advantage that our adversaries do not possess. But this means our allies and partners must contribute more equitably to our shared security. President Trump has called on other nations to do more, and they have responded. By the end of 2020, our NATO allies will spend an additional $100 billion on defense, an unprecedented increase that will make the alliance stronger. Third, we will reform the department to make the best use of every single dollar Congress gives us. Our country has many competing demands, and it is incumbent upon us to look for ways, no matter how small, to free up time, money, and manpower to invest back into our top priorities. We must always keep faith with the American people and be good stewards of their hard-earned tax dollars. Lastly, as a personal priority of mine, we will place a particular focus on the well-being of our families. Our military spouses and civilians and children make tremendous sacrifices for this country, and in return, I am committed to ensuring they are properly cared for. I want to thank Mrs. Trump and Mrs. Pence for the personal attention they have devoted to our military families and for their efforts to improve the quality of life for our spouses and children throughout the armed forces. Thank you. In closing, I want to thank all of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who make up the greatest fighting force known to man. All across the world, these brave Americans are standing watch to deter aggression and preserve peace. On land, in the seas, throughout the skies, and in both space and cyberspace, service members from across the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines solemnly and confidently carry out their duties. Assured by the leadership of the Commander-in-Chief, the men and women of our military know that we will never send them into a fight without the training, the equipment, and the leadership they need to prevail. They know that this administration, that this Congress, and the American people have their back. And they know that when they are deployed far away from home, their families will be taken care of. Thank you again, Mr. President, for your support to our military and for allowing me the privilege to serve our great country once again as Secretary of Defense. As I take on this great responsibility, I will carry out my duties with the same energy and commitment to duty and honor and country that I have for nearly 4 decades since my days at West Point. In doing so, I assure you that this department will not let our great nation down. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great privilege at this time to now welcome the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence.
Mr. President, Secretary Esper, members of the Cabinet, members of Congress and of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and most especially to all those who wear the uniform of the United States and their families and the civilians who support you. It's a special honor to be here with all of you at the Pentagon, the symbol of American power, and to join all of you for the full honors ceremony of the 27th Secretary of Defense, Secretary Mark T. Esper. As the men and women who serve here at the Pentagon know well, since day one of this administration, President Trump has taken decisive action to make the strongest military in the history of the world stronger still. After years of budget cuts, President Trump fought for and secured the largest increase in our national defense in more than a generation, including the largest military pay raise in over 10 years. At the President's direction, we produced a national security strategy that puts America first, pursued the modernization of our nuclear arsenal. As the Secretary just said, our NATO allies are contributing more to our common defense than ever before, and with the strong support of leaders in Congress, we're well on our way to establishing that 6th branch of our armed forces, the United States Space Force. And today, Congress will vote on a budget deal, thanks to the President's leadership, that preserves the historic investments we've made in our national defense. It provides for our veterans and also ends the defense sequester once and for all. Mr. Secretary, because of this President's efforts, you will inherit a military better equipped, better trained, and better prepared than any military in the history of the world. And the President and I have every confidence that you will lead the Department of Defense with the same dedication and integrity that marked your 21-year military career. Mr. Secretary, your reputation for leadership and your patriotism no doubt accounts for the 90 votes that you received in the United States Senate and confirms the confidence that the President is placing in you today. So, Mr. Secretary, thank you for answering the call to serve our country once again. President Donald Trump has no higher priority than the safety and security of the American people. And today, by providing renewed leadership to the Department of Defense, our Commander-in-Chief is taking one more critical step to provide for the common defense of the American people and our way of life. So now it is my high honor and distinct privilege to to introduce your Commander-in-Chief and the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump.
Well, thank you very much to our great Vice President. And thank you to all of the extraordinary patriots here at the United States Department of Defense, the world's largest building, I've heard for many years, the world's largest building. And it's under great leadership. Your devotion, strength, and courage keep America safe, strong, and free. It's because of you that the United States military is the most powerful fighting force on the face of the earth. I want to express our gratitude to the old guard and to all of the service members in today's review for their extraordinary commitment to excellence and their unwavering loyalty to our nation. It is the greatest honor of my life to serve as your Commander-in-Chief. Let me also recognize the incredible U.S. Navy sea chanters and the band for that beautiful rendition of our national anthem. It was really beautiful, and thank you very much. Fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. We're gathered here today to celebrate the swearing in of America's new Secretary of Defense, Mark T. Esper. Secretary Esper, your lifetime of noble service has prepared you for this immense responsibility, and that's what it is, immense responsibility. On behalf of our entire country, thank you and congratulations. Congratulations. I have no doubt, I know you well, that you will thrive in the performance of your duties and make all Americans, everybody in this great country, all Americans, very, very proud. They're right now very proud, but they're going to be even more so as time goes by. People love our country more than ever, and our country is respected again. Remember that. I'm delighted that many members of your family could be here for this special occasion, including your wonderful wife, Leah, your mother, Polly, and your children, Luke and Catherine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations to a great family. Thank you very much. Great family. Also joining us are Acting Secretary Kevin McAleenan, Acting Administrator Chris Pilkerton, Director Dan Coates, Representatives Kay Granger, John Rice Carter, and many members of the Diplomatic Corps. With us as well are many distinguished military leaders, Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Paul Selva. Where's Paul? Paul. Acting Secretary of the Army, Ryan McCarthy. Ryan? Hi, Ryan. Stand up, Ryan. Doing a great job. You're filling big shoes, Ryan. Acting Secretary of the Air Force, Matthew Donovan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Secretary. Acting Secretary of the Navy, Thomas Maudley. Thank you, Thomas. Great. Army Chief of Staff, General Mark Milley. Mark, thank you, Mark. Congratulations to Mark. Coast Guard Commandant, Admiral Carl Schultz. Thank you, Admiral. Marine Corps Commandant, General David Berger. General, thank you very much. Air Force Chief of Staff, General David Goldfein. General, thank you very much. And Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral John Richardson. Thank you all. Thank you, Admiral. Over many decades in times of war and peace, Mark Esper has answered the call of duty. He's never failed. He hails from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, the hometown of his personal hero, the legendary former Secretary of Defense, and a great one, George Marshall. Mark attended the United States Military Academy at West Point, graduated in 1986, receiving a commission in the infantry. Soon he earned his tab, Ranger tab, and fought with the famed 101st Airborne Division in the Gulf War. He was awarded the Bronze Star and the Combat Infantryman Badge for his service. A brave guy. They all told me he was a brave guy. I knew that anyway. In total, Mark served in our nation's military for 21 years. He completed his final active duty assignment right here at the Pentagon on the Army staff, and then returned 6 years later as the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Negotiations Policy. Over his career, Mark has advanced our national security in a variety of other government and private sector roles. He has worked in both houses of Congress, advising lawmakers. I can see he had some talent because he won, was it 98 to what? No, you got 90, right? Can you believe this? I don't believe it. I heard a 90. 90 to 8, right? I don't know. I haven't heard that sound in a long time, Mark. Now I'm worried. 90 to 8. Wow. He served as vice president of Raytheon. Along the way, Mark earned a master's degree at Harvard's John F. Kennedy School of Government and a PhD at George Washington University. In 2017, Mark was sworn in as Secretary of the United States Army, a position in which he earned universal admiration and respect, tremendous respect. At the Department of Defense, Secretary Esper will work with more than 2 million service members and hundreds of thousands of civilian employees, all dedicated to one critical mission: the defense of the nation and of this great nation's people. I have absolute confidence that Mark will ensure that our incredible military is fully prepared to deter conflict and to defeat any foe. No enemy can match the awesome might of the American Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and the United States Marines. We had a budget approved when I first came in, billions and billions of dollars more than it was previously in the previous administration, $700 billion. Then I went to $716 billion. And I won't even tell you what this one is. I can only tell you it's even more, because we have rebuilt things that nobody ever even thought of rebuilding. We've added the greatest planes in the world, the greatest missiles in the world. We've upgraded our nuclear very, very powerfully, including new. We never want to have to use it. Pray to God that we never have to use it, but we have the best in the world in every aspect of military. The sight of American warriors brings solace into the hearts of our friends and strikes fear into the hearts of our enemies. Our military today is more powerful by far than ever before. And 3 years ago, we could not have said that, could we, Mark? We're giving our warfighters the tools they need to fight and win with overwhelming force. After years and years of budget cuts and all of the things that they've been doing to set us back with our military, we have more than made up for all of it. We're building new tanks and ships and submarines and planes and missile systems to ensure that our warriors operate with unrivaled capability in conflict. Any battlefield will be a battlefield on which we win. We have given our service members their largest pay raise in nearly a decade, And under this administration, we have faced the challenge of our time with clear eyes, fresh thinking, and bold determination. Our first priority is always the safety and sovereignty of our nation and our citizens. Here at home, we have deployed military forces to confront the grave national security crisis on our southern border. And I want to thank all of the great military leaders for the help you've given us on our southern border. And as you know, Mexico has now deployed 21,000 troops, which is something they've never done before. And they've been a tremendous help, tremendous difference in the numbers very rapidly. And we want to thank the country of Mexico and the president. No nation can be safe or secure that fails to control its borders. In Syria and Iraq, thanks to the bravery of our warriors and their allies, the ISIS territorial caliphate has been 100% and just absolutely destroyed. And we did it in a very quick moment of time. As soon as I said, I want to do it, and I want to do it fast, our military kicked in, and it happened very, very quickly. Today, we stand not far from where terrorists attacked the Pentagon on 9/11, claiming 184 precious lives. We will never forget the immortal sacrifice of those American patriots. We vow to do whatever it takes to protect our homeland, to safeguard our people from the threat of radical Islamic terrorism, and to preserve American freedom. Around the world, America faces new threats and strategic rivals, it seems like all the time. We have met this competition with unmatched confidence, purpose, and resolve. We talk to all of them, and they talk to us with great respect. They respect our country so much more than they have for many, many decades. Right now, they respect us more than they have in many, many years, and it's only going to get more so. We are ensuring American dominance across every warfighting domain: land, air, sea, cyber, and now space. That is why, under Secretary Esper's leadership, we will, as Mike and Mark has already said, but it's so exciting to say. And whenever I make a speech, people start going wild. They stand up and they clap, and I can't sit them down, and I have to wait because I say we're launching the United States Space Force. They go absolutely wild. They understand that's where it's going to be at. And we're going to be there, and we're going to be there in every way that you can. As we aim ever higher, I know the men and women of this department will never let up and never rest easy. Together, we will fulfill our sacred mission to protect the greatest nation in the history of the world, the United States of America. With unyielding strength, we will defend our country, we will defend our people, and we will proudly defend our great American flag. Secretary Esper, congratulations again to you and your family. This is an incredible day in the life and fabled history of the United States. Secretary of Defense. Do you ever see that? Looking into, did you ever see that one as I watch all of these great men and women? You're going to do a great job, I have no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. No doubt. We cannot wait to see all that you will achieve for our nation as the new Secretary of Defense. I want to thank everybody for being here. Very special people. God bless you. God bless our military. And God bless America. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Attention! Honor guard!
would like to recognize all the veterans and their families that have joined us here today by performing the songs of the armed services. When you hear your service song or that of a loved one who has served, we ask that you stand and be recognized.
To fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the Army,
the United States Army.
Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the Army goes rolling along. For it's high, high, hey, the Army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the Army goes rolling along.
The United States Air Force.
Climbing high into the sun. Here they come, singing to me the thunder, and a boys giving the gun. Down they dive, smelling the flame from under, off the one hell of a roar. We live in faith, we'll go down in faith. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
The United States Marine Corps. The United States Coast Guard.
We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and cloud and gale, high shall our purpose be. Send their proud trusses our guide, our fame, our glory true. To fight, to save or fight and die, high Coast Guard we are for you.
The United States Navy.
Pass and review.
Honor guard! Pass and review! Right! Backward! Punch! Right shoulder! Right wheel! Arm! Forward! March! President. This concludes today's ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please stand and remain in place for the departure of the official party.